Here we go. This is not about selling homes. This isn't about listing homes. This is the part where, like, how do you build a company? Because those two guys 100 years ago, Coldwell and Banker, they sold homes until they built a company that was large enough where they didn't have to sell the homes, and the value was in the company. Same thing with that guy, Dave Liniger. He was in the 70s selling homes, and he said, you know, I'm going to create a cool little logo. It's going to be a balloon. They call my company Remax. And then he attracted agents to it until he didn't have to sell homes. Gary Keller Williams used to sell homes. And then he attracted agents to his company, literally stopped selling homes. The value is in building of the company. Ask Alan Tate, who just sold their company, I heard, to a company out of, I believe it was Ohio. And that's really where you can build something. So you guys ready to build? All right, so let's get into it. So this is your Agent Attraction Bootcamp, and the first thing I want to cover is vision. There are 203 countries worldwide, 25 million agents and brokers by best estimates. Currently, we're at 16,000, you guys. We're going to open in Mexico. We're going to open in Australia. I can't wait for the Philippines. We're going to go into Central and South America, across Europe. It's going to happen, and you're going to be a part of that. You're going to be a part of history. People will say to you one day, oh my gosh, you were at EXP when that stock was $10 a share? Are you kidding me? It's like you were at Apple when the stock was whatever it was back in the day when it was like Apple. Well, that's a dumb name. It should be banana. Everyone loves bananas, right? I mean, go bananas, right? EXP, that's a dumb name, right? I mean, right now, I heard EXP, I remember thinking my first thought, that's a terrible name. Just like Apple or Google, right? But now Google's kind of sexy, right? It's kind of cool. Yeah, so let's get into it. I believe there will be 2 million EXP agents worldwide someday. Keller Williams is killing it. They have 190,000. I'm talking about 2 million because we're the only company that has stock awards. We're the only company doing revenue sharing on a significant scale. Again, Coldwell Banker's kind of thrown their hat in a little bit, but I mean, it's a 20th of what we're doing, if that. So, the first thing you need to do is architect your life. You need to come up with a dream board or a vision board. Like, what is your vision? James and I have done this. We've been friends. We've raised our kids together, his wife, my wife, and traveled around for 20 years. He joined me. Where's James? Is he out there, James? See him? Step way in the back. He's quiet. See? Raising his hand. He's my COO, Chief Operating Officer, runs my company. He's brilliant, and my partner at EXP. And basically, we decided to go big. And on our dream board at the office, our vision board, it's really pictures of travel. We're really into our family. I think the one material thing, and if you have other goals, that's fine. We have a cabin at Lake Tahoe we're buying as couples together. Beautiful cabin, by the way. And that's kind of it. But our hot button is travel and golf and being with our kids. But what is your vision for your life? Because you got to keep it in front of you. You either design your life or somebody will design it for you. You either build your dream or you will build somebody else's dream. They will hire you to build their dream. If you work at Keller Williams, you're building Gary Keller's dream. You're not building yours. If you work at Coldwell Banker, you're building Coldwell Banker's dream. You're building Remax's dream. So here we go. We're going to talk about how to build your own. Wealth Chart by Rob Flick, amazing. Don't have one? Go to BrentGoveResources.com. And basically, we're going to show you wonderful tools. Raise your hand if you've been to BrentGoveResources.com. Raise your hand. So about 10% of the room. We just released that website a couple weeks ago. It was James's vision. There's how to sell real estate on there, videos and information. I did a training on lead generation. I've sold 4,000 homes in 22 years. And I did a lead generation training on there at the local board. That was a mic drop performance. It was 90 minutes of just rocking and rolling. Someone FaceTime lived it without asking me. It went viral. I mean, I sold it for $5.95 a piece for years and years and years and years. And so we just decided to come out of the closet with it, and we have it at BrentGoveResources.com. It's for free. And it's been seen thousands and thousands of times. It's the best I've ever done. You can have it. Just go there. If you want to sell homes immediately, watch that lead generation video. Also on there is agent attraction videos. We just got back from Scottsdale in Arizona, and we had multiple speakers share, Rich Tomasidi, Bill Price, Craig and Shelley, on and on and on. Amazing. All their talks are like 10, 12-minute talks. They're all there. You can literally watch one and then make phone calls. And next week, watch one and make calls. Because if you carve it out 2 or 3 hours a day, you're going to grow. Now, here's an example. You're going to take some time and set some goals. Here's one right here. When you want to start making at least $3,000 a month, or, because some of you already make more than that, right? In RevShare, what will that do for you? How many agents will you sponsor in the next 90 days? And you start grinding down on what your goals are, what your limiting beliefs are, what could you do to remove your limiting beliefs? And then here's more. Where do you see your business in 6 months? Write it out. A year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. We have 10-year goals, and I'll tell you what our goals are in the next 10 years. About a year ago, James and I set goals for X amount of agents in our 7 levels. James set a goal for, I think it was 4,150 or 4,100. Mine was 5,000, and James won the bet. But on New Year's Eve, the 31st, we're at the office at 4:30, and there was like 3,997. And it's like getting gas slowly when the gas isn't working, and then it went 3,998. Then went 99, then it went, we're waiting, and then it didn't do anything. 45 minutes later, 4,000, boom, boom, they just rolled over. Then it went 4,001, and we left the office, high five. And is that right, James? 4,001? 4,001, New Year's Eve. How many would be excited to have that in the next 2 years? 4,000. And you know, all I did was just put my head down and start making calls that Friday afternoon. I know it's like crazy hard to believe, but you saw the numbers, how they jump, and we're going to show you our numbers in a moment. There's the wealth chart by Rob Flick. You'll see the top level has 5, and then it says 2. Why is that? Because when you sign up 5 agents, it gets you to level 2. Then the next one, you sign up 5 more, it gets you to what? Level 3. 5 more 4, 5 more 5, then 5 more 6. So there's your 25 agents, and you're getting paid on 6 levels. You will make a fortune with 25. You do not need to do 40 to do well. Obviously, 40 is great. His goal was to have 500 agents in 3 years. I think 3 years later, he had, what did he have in 3 years? Do you remember, James? About 2,000 agents, which was 4 times his goal in that period of time, and he did it really well. So here is the website, BrentGoveResources.com. You'll see at the top in the white bar, agent attraction, real estate training, more. I have books I've written. I have my favorite books I recommend, like Rocket Fuel, phenomenal. Can't Hurt Me, phenomenal. The Greatest Sales in the World by Og Mandino, phenomenal. Some great books to really help you do more and be more. Now, I love this. Ready? Men and women who have specific written goals and plans dictate to others, while men and women who have no specific written out goals are dictated to. You're either going to come up with a plan for your life, or somebody else is going to come up for a plan with your life. And so be the one. Well, I failed. I get it. I'm the biggest failure in the room. That's why I'm on the stage. Be okay with failure. I don't want to fail, but I'm okay with failure. Most people would rather write a check for 50 or 100 grand. Don't make me risk my ego. It hurts. I don't like it when people aren't nice to me. I get that. But just get it over with. Get some thicker skin and come from love, come from contribution. You will do well. You will do well. So what's the first thing you want to do? Obviously, this is the Agent Attraction Bootcamp. Make a list of names. I went to 2 places, Facebook, and I'm like, who's that person? Who's that person, right? Oh, I remember this person. Write them down. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? I don't know. Oh, I remember this. Write them down. And I just made a list of names. We made a list of a few hundred names as quick as we could. I also went to my phone. Go to your phone, your smartphone, your iPhone. And I never got past G's. I started in the A's. Albert Anderson, don't remember him. Al Higgins, don't remember him. Alyssa Greenwell. Oh my gosh, Alyssa. Man, I haven't thought of her in 10 years, 5 years. She was great. Boom, on the list. And I never got past G's, and we signed up 40 and unlocked all 7 levels in 8 months. Write this down. Ready? Massive action creates results. And when you watch these things, don't stare at the speaker. Write things down. I love this quote. Ideas are like slippery fish. If you don't stab them with the end of your pen, they get away. And you cannot sit here and remember everything. How was it great? What did he say? I don't know. It's like going to church. You sit there. How was church today? Awesome. What did he say? I can't remember. Take notes at church. I mean, if you're into that, I am. and take notes when you hear a speaker, and then review your notes, and then take notes from your notes. I get on airplanes coming back from Brian Buffini, coming back from Craig Proctor, who changed my life because he taught me how to build a team. I came back from Mega Camp and Remax's annual convention, and I would look at my notes, and then I'm like, okay, this is okay. Oh, wow, this is a nugget. And then I take notes from my notes, and then I come up with the action items, and I try to make it like 7. You guys have 20 and you don't even get started. I make it 7. Then I said, okay, I will do this one tomorrow. It's too good. Like someone gave me their business card here. The back of my business card is white. My EXP business card, it's just white. I kind of like it. The back of hers is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I know none of you can see it, but the graphics on it, I'm not going to tell you. If you want to see it, come up afterwards. I'm stealing it. I'm going to put it on the back of my card. It is just like, wow, I am boring. She is brilliant in the back there. The Impact team came up with that one. Now, so make a list of names. And that way, because you guys are like, okay, I need to call someone. You're beating yourself up for not calling someone. You're beating yourself up for not calling someone. And then I'm going to call someone. You're like, who do I call? You didn't make the list of names. You just start going down that list. Well, they might not be interested. That's that voice that says, they're not going to be interested. We have the #1 Keller Williams agent worldwide 7 different times in the past 20 years at EXP. He just joined. Now, he said no for 18 months. Well, I talked to our Keller Williams agent here in the area, and he said no. So did ours. But 18 months later, he said yes. Frank Valente, star Keller Williams agent. I'm sorry, I talk about Keller a lot because I was there for the past 8 years. If I'd been at Remax for the past 12 years, if that had been my experience, which was 8 years before that, 12 years, I'd be talking about all these Remax agents. And I certainly signed up Remax agents as well. But again, you call people, some of your limiting belief right now is, well, I don't know anybody. I'm new. I met people who are getting their licenses. I met people who are new to real estate. I met people, I'm just quiet. Okay, that's great. Do you want to be a listing agent? Well, yeah, what do? You go meet people. How do you meet people? Well, you go market. Well, if you want to meet people here, you don't have to spend the money for marketing. Go to the local marketing meeting at your meeting. Go to the Women's Council of Realtors. Go to NALREP, which is the Hispanic Association of Realtors. Go to ARIA, the Asian Association of Realtors. I'm a member of NALREP. I'm a member of ARIA. I'm a member of the Women's Council of Realtors. They allow men to join. I have, of my 23 agents, 21 are women, 2 are men. Darn straight, I'm a proud member of the Women's Council of Realtors. You know what I mean? There's lots of guys there. You can't handle that, you probably shouldn't be here. But here's the deal. Join organizations. Go to Craig Proctor, go to Joe Stump, go to Mike Ferry. And when you go to those places, do not prospect people for EXP. Just be there and learn about real estate. And when you go, wow, I'm totally digging this person, I just slobbered on you. All right, I'm gonna back up. These 2 people were smart. They gave up their seats. You have not heard me speak before. Stuff starts moving. Now, here's the deal. I get excited. I'm like, hooch. And just, anyways, I'm gonna swallow. Okay, so here's the deal. Do not go to the grand opening of a Remax or a Keller Williams or a Coldwell Banker or an Allen Tate office and prospect about EXP. That is wrong. People do laugh. People do that stuff. Do not go to an open house and talk to someone about EXP for a half hour. Do not. Meet them for 2-3 minutes, say hi, leave. Prospect them a week later, a month later. My sponsor met me for 30 seconds in the lobby of the Marriott in Plano, Texas, and called me back 2 years later. And you're like, well, I'm not going to call. They won't remember me. That's awesome. Because if you call someone who doesn't remember you, if they're a nice person, it elicits empathy. It went like this. She goes, hey, I don't know, I met you for like 30 seconds in the lobby. Do you remember me? Now she said, do you remember me? Do you remember me? I'm like, I don't. Do you remember me? No. There's no empathy. Do you remember me? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I don't. Now I want to help her. I'm a jerk. I'm a total heel. Some of you aren't calling. Write this down. Write this down. Come on, man, write it down. Get your iPhones out and start taking notes. Do something that scares you a little bit every day. Don't you dare think for 1 minute it didn't scare me to call people. No, it scared me too, but I did it anyway. Okay? Well, I don't know people. Go meet people, add them to your list. And then when you carve out the time to call, you'll have someone to call. And you just go boom, 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 boom. It's quick, you're effective. Stop beating yourself up and get to work. It's just work. I am no more capable than you. Normally, it is work. I graduated from high school with a 2.1 GPA. I took the SAT. Do you guys have SATs out here? All my friends got 12 and 1400. They went to Berkeley, Rutgers professors, English professors at Rutgers University, very prestigious school. I went to a junior college. I applied to the #1 party school in America and got turned down. It's Chico State, voted by Playboy magazine in 1981, #1 party school in America. And they're like, we have certain academic standards here you failed to meet. I've never met anybody who got turned down for that college but me. I applied again, there must be an error, turned down again. Finally get the principal, she's finally get into that school, okay? I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I love people and I'm willing to work. Are you capable of loving people? Can you be authentic? Can you have real human being, belly button to belly button, eyeball to eyeball conversations with people? And I had 10 to 12 that says, I do not have time for that. I'm not into that, networking thing, pyramid thing. I'm too damn busy. No. And I didn't like the way it felt because these are people I knew. I was a little shocked. But I moved on. I had it happen to me too. Get over it, okay? Sometimes people are in a bad mood, good mood. But then I'd say, hey, call me, man. If you write an offer on an EXP listing, I will help you get it accepted. Chances are I'm going to know them, or I'll do my best. Can you say it to them? You need anything. We were friends before this call. We're friends after this call. You better call me. Oh, yeah. I'll go, no, I'm serious. You better call me. Okay. Geez, Brent. I go, man, I used to stay at Coldwell Banker forever. I'm your friend, okay? Let's have lunch in the next 3 or 4 months and hang out. And people got that. And guess what? People came back around and signed up 6 months later, a year and a half later, as I stayed the course. 2 years later, team leaders at Keller Williams were like not even interested. 2 years later, signed up, and they're killing it now. You think, well, I'm not succeeding. Yes, you are succeeding. You're planting seeds in the ground like a farmer, and some people pop up 3 months later, some of them 9 years later. I can't wait 9 years. They're not all 9 years. I was 9 years before I blossomed and joined Keller Williams. They literally worked on me for 9 years. And I finally said, okay, my gate was open. Some people saw Keller Williams and went immediately. For me, it was 9 years. There are people that will join you at EXP that if you're not a jerk to them and you have an emotional intelligence, you're not like pounding them, you gotta realize when they don't want to talk to you, talk to them about real estate, talk to them about other things. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're gonna keep going here. When you meet people, don't be weird. What do I mean by that? Sometimes if you're trying to prospect them at a Mike Ferry event or a Joe Stump event or a Craig Proctor or some real estate marketing thing, and you're going, okay, how do I swing the conversation to bring it? What did Brent Gove said? Can I get your opinion about this thing? Stop that. Just meet them and go, now you're from Washington, D.C.? Hey, I got people that are moving up there from time to time. Can I refer you? Because I'm totally digging talking to you, and I know you'll take good care of my clients. Yeah, do you have a card? No, I don't. Oh, hey, can I take down your number? I'd love for you to be my referral agent. Do you think she's going to give me her information? Am I saying anything about HB? I'll prospect her next week, next month, maybe next year. I got people I've done one with I haven't even prospected yet. So you can go, here, I'll give you my card or whatever. And I wouldn't necessarily give them your card unless they ask for it. But meet people at these events. You can meet 30, 50, 80 people at an event. Be friendly. Well, I'm not friendly. I love what people say. They say, I know I'm friendly, I get that. But I'm talking about you. I'm being you. I'm doing you, okay? I decided a long time ago to be outgoing and friendly. I was 19 years old when I made that decision. I thought I was until I started talking to people about business, and I realized I was scared. And I go, forget that. I'm going to love people. If they don't love me back, that's on them. I'm going to smile at them. If they don't smile back at me, it's on them. So, but when you're trying to prospect them right when you're meeting them, it comes off weird. Do we agree? So just say, hey man, I'm digging you. I want to give you referrals. How do I reach you? I don't know many people in Washington, D.C. and I'm impressed with you. I'd like to refer you. Is that okay? And now, does that make sense? It's an easy way to get their number. Carve out the time. We're all busy. Be intentional. For me, it was Friday afternoons 2 to 5. For you, it may be Tuesday evenings 5 to 8. And maybe Sunday evenings 5 to 7 or Saturday mornings 9 to 11. Carve out 2 or 3 hours. I carved out 3. And from 2 to 5, I called 3 to 5. I'll say it again. From 2 to 5 Friday afternoon, I called 3 to 5. But I didn't beat myself up the other days for not doing it. When the opportunity presented itself, I would present the opportunity. What do you mean? Brent, I see you with EXP. Tell me about it. Oh my gosh, I'm on the way to a listing appointment. But I'll do you one better. I'm going to send you a short webinar that is absolutely brilliant. And I want you to watch it. Okay, yeah. I go, now I got to set a time with you to do this. what is your most least busy day of the week? And they're like, well, I'm busy every day. I go, dude, I'm busy every day too. I get that, but come on. For me, it's Wednesdays and Friday afternoons. How about you? Come on. They go, well, Tuesday mornings. I say, great. I said, I would definitely want you to watch the webinar in the morning because your phone's going to get busy and blown up and you're going to get distracted. I need you in front of your computer with a good internet connection. And I go, and then I don't say, is that okay? I just keep going. So I can do it at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I'm a morning person, 6:30, 6 o'clock. And they're like, really, you're a morning person? 6 o'clock would be great. I've had people choose 6. And I bounce out of bed at 5:30, get the coffee on. I'm excited. I'm going to sell the EXP day, baby. Woo! I'm excited. I love doing this. Selling $1 million house does not excite me at all because it is finite. It has a beginning and an ending. Hopefully get some referrals. Big deal. Been doing that 20 years now. You sign up Mary, who sells 5 homes a year. And Mary, his friend was Noel, who sells 50. And Mary's got a big old business now. So it's okay. Are you with me? And there's like lots and lots and lots of agents. It's growing exponentially. It's so much more exciting to me to talk to someone who's brand new and getting their license because a brand new person has an aunt, an uncle, an auntie, a mom, a dad, a godfather, a godmother, a best friend from elementary school who might be killing you. You don't know who people know. It's the 6 degrees of separation. Like, did you know that I know Brad Pitt? Did you know that? I don't, I made it up. But here's the deal. People know people. It's trying to be funny, it didn't work. We'll edit that. Now, so carve out the time, be intentional. By the way, referrals. Someone asked me today, they go, hey, I want to refer somebody in Burbank. Raise your hand, are you still here? Because I give her a good tip. There she is in orange, over there. Is this a true story? And she goes, do you know a good EXP agent in Burbank? Let me help all of you. Never call an EXP agent for referral, ever. The dumbest thing you could do is call an EXP agent. By the way, when I was at RE/MAX, I didn't call RE/MAX agents for referrals. When I was at Keller Williams, I did not call Keller Williams agents. Why not? Because I wanted the best person for my client, because that's the highest amount of integrity and fiduciary duty. And if that was a Coldwell Banker agent, my agent moving to La Jolla got a Coldwell Banker agent, even though I was at Keller Williams. I'm not keeping it in the family or the shop. I have a fiduciary duty to my client to give them the best person. If that's an independent broker in Long Beach or San Diego or Oklahoma City or Austin, Texas, that's where they're going. So you Google, Boise, Idaho, and you see who's got their act together on the first 2 pages. And you call every one of them. Well, that's a lot of work. What level of service you want to give? And you say, look, my client's moving to Boise. They've asked me to make a referral. They've asked me to interview a few agents. Don't tell them 30, but just say they've asked me. I'm just kidding, don't do 30. But to interview a few agents, I'm going to make, if it goes well here, if you're interested, I'll refer you to them. They're going to choose. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to choose. They want to choose. But would you like to take the referral? And of course, would you be willing to pay a 25% professional referral fee? They all say yes. So tell me about yourself. Now you're kind of cold calling, but you're not. You called them with a purpose, right? Oh, how long have you been in real estate? How many homes to sell a year? Do you do yourself? What price market do you sell? What are some of your strategies? Why should they use you? And just say, wow, Bill, it was so great talking to you. Rich Thomas City, so great talking to you. Shelly, so great talking to you. I was very impressed. I'm going to give your name to my client with a huge star, and I hope they pick you. I'll call you back either way. And you could do that 3 times. You could do it 13 times. Now you know 13 agents in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, or Boise you didn't know. You give the best one to your client. You go, look, honestly, here's 3. You do what you told me to do. Always have integrity. I was very impressed with this one. But here's 3, and this was 2nd, this was 3. Call them all. Maybe you just feel it's a better fit with number 2 or number 3. You pick. Then I call them back and say, congratulations, you got the referral. They'll be calling you any minute. I call the other ones. I'm so sorry, Bill, they chose a different agent. It was great meeting you, but I will be in touch. I was impressed. I'll definitely consider you for my next referral to Boise. And so he's like, great. And then a week later, 2 weeks later, I call back, hey, Bill, do you remember me, Brent Gove? I tried to give you that referral. My clients are so mad at them. They chose somebody else. Now I have 13 people, depending upon how many I called, or 3 people in Boise that I didn't know that I totally know because we just relaxed and chatted and it wasn't weird. Does that make sense? So that's a great thing to do with referrals. Now, let's see. Okay, let's get out of the bag. Be organized. Be highly organized. This is the Mona Lisa. This is me. This worked for me. This is absolutely me. I get fired up when you talk about a yellow notepad. I have, James, how many yellow notepads do I have at the office? It's like a cup of coffee on a rainy morning by a fire. I can just think, I write down tasks. And so when I got an EXP, I grabbed this particular yellow notepad from the Office Depot, and I wrote number 1, Jeff and Marcy. They own the Remax Majestic. They were doing 600 deals a year, and they got rid of that as quick as they could within 30 days. After 10 years, we'll never leave Remax. We love it. They're the greatest thing. And I go, hey, stay at Remax forever. I want to know your opinion on this model because I'm thinking about leaving Keller Williams. Remember, I did a beta test, and guess what? Today they have over 1,000 agents in their organization. Pretty cool. Talked to Marguerite and Joe Crispella, owned a Sales State franchise. Met a guy here who just got out of his Sales State franchise. I go, do you know Marguerite Crispella? He goes, yeah, totally. Now he's signing up under Rich Tomasini, it looks like, and that's awesome. But here's the deal. Then I called Ron Mackey. They have 140 agents. I called Rich Henderson, probably 120 agents. I called Frank and Mary. What do Frank and Mary have now? Do you know, James? 150. And one of their agents is signing a deal with a company that does 5,000 listing assignments a year. And we are meeting with that guy, in 2 weeks in Scottsdale, and it is going down, man. And we'll have 1,000 listings to give out. Now, they already have agents to give them out to, and they're all going to switch with that company. And then I called Chris Okamura, who has 70 agents in Hawaii. And I called Cliff Freeman. He told this guy named AJ. And AJ, I put a little asterisk on because he told me AJ was a stud and he's really thinking about this. And AJ wasn't even in EXP. And then he called Craig and Shelley, who called Bill, who called Richie, who called Keeley, who called Meg Watson, and just boom, 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 boom. And this is how I kept track of it. This is a whiteout. We'll let you guess what that's for. It didn't necessarily, but this is me. Here's James. You want to see James? Some of you are like, thank God. Thank God somebody knows what's going on. He organizes that into data and numbers, and I'll go over the numbers in a minute. Again, me, James, me, James. So, whatever you do, if you're an Excel spreadsheet person, go away. I could even make one if I wanted to. I mean, I learned how to email a few years ago. Anyway, so July 31st, 2017, and we've been in the business for 3 months and 10 days, 100 days. We had 148 agents. A year later, if you come down here, we had 1,146 agents a year later. In March, we had 256 agents. A year later, we had 1,600 agents. Remember what Bill said? He said, we got 750. What's that going to become this year? 2,000? It's going to be a lot more, Bill. And then by August, we had 531 agents. Now again, it's not 750. A year later, 3,080. 550, not 750. 531 became 3,000. And so it is pretty cool. We actually have way more than 4,200 agents in our organization, but 4,200 in the 7 levels. We have people on level 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We don't count because they're on their 7 levels. When I say we have 4,200 plus agents on our 7 levels, they're in the 7 levels. I'm not counting people 8, 9, 10, 11, that sort of thing. Although it's extremely valuable. We have an agent who Clayton gets up in Richmond, Virginia. Well, how many agents does Clayton have now up in Richmond, James? Do you remember what he said? 350? One of his agents, who's on our 7th level, she's baller. She literally is signing a deal right now where the owner of this company flew to New York and met with Glenn Stanford and Jason Guessing and Gene Frederick, and it looks very positive. And I'm going to change the number just for I'm going to change the number by 200 or 300 agents, and it may go up or down. I just don't want to unveil them because it's not a done deal. But they have, we'll say 1,500 agents, and they're joining, and they'll all go on our levels 8, 9, 10. We'll never make a dime. Actually, we will, because guess what? The people on our levels 4, 5, 6, and 7 are like, they're so excited. How would you like 1,700 agents coming in on your level 3 or 4 or 5, or just your level 6, 1,700 or 2,000 agents? Or maybe, dang it, she's on your level 7. The 1,700 all go on your level 7 at 4,000 agent. Who would like that? So it completely motivates our team. And if they're motivated and excited and happy making money, and they're doing well, do we make money? Yes. It's win-win. If you join EXP and don't do well, none of us do well. We must work for you. I work for every person in this room. I work for you. Craig and Shelley, AJ works for you. Cliff Freeman, get to know him, he works for you. Find out who your help is. We will fight for you. At Remax, nobody did that. And Keller Williams are like, we'll help you. And I'd hear that. My team leader, truth be told, let's have coffee. I'm okay, yeah, when? Okay, I'll get back to you. Never happened. Man, when I say let's have coffee, we have coffee. Let's go to lunch, we have lunch. Who can I talk to? How can I help you? Who can I do a Zoom call with? Bill, Richie, Keely, Meg, Craig, Shelley, they're the same way. AJ, they will fight for you. Cliff, I don't know Cliff Freeman. You should. He's a real estate coach out of Dallas. All of you here in Cliff's business, he's amazing. He's got a couple thousand people in his organization and his 7 levels. And I sponsor Cliff. He will help you. Well, I don't want to bother the man. That's that voice. That's a dumb voice. Listen to the smart where he says, there's a difference between bothering people and asking for help with the right amount of person. So basically scripts, everyone wants to know what I say to people. What do you say to a brand new agent? What do you say to a guy with 5 offices and 200 agents? What do I say to someone selling 20 homes a year? What do I say to someone selling 80 or 180 homes? I say the same thing to everybody. It makes it easy. And what I say to people is I would call somebody up and what's your first name again? Braden. I'd say, Brent Gove. I don't know if you remember me. We were on a panel together at Century 21 7 years ago. We were down in Key West with Century 21 and had that top producer retreat panel, or we were at the Brian Buffini's mastermind. I go, do you remember me? And it's always upbeat. And then he goes, say, I'm sorry. Say I don't, I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
See, smiling though, the way I said it. You see that? I go, hey, it's okay, it's not important. And he's thinking, I'm such a heel, this poor guy. And I go, the reason I'm calling you is I was so impressed with you, I never forgot you. And I'm dying to ask you a question. I know you were down there in Key West. I came out from California now. I know you're from Boise, you're from Denver, you're from wherever he's from, Dallas, Houston, Baton Rouge. I know you're from Baton Rouge. I don't know any agents in Baton Rouge. I'm dying to ask you a question. I thought of you because I remembered you from that panel. See how normal this feels? I go, dying, that's my thing. I'm dying to ask you a question. You had to have heard about EXP by now, right? And he goes, yes or no. If he says no, say no.
No.
Oh my gosh, this model is the fastest growing business model in North America. They've shattered all records by Remax and Keller Williams in half the time. I mean, it's just unbelievable what they're doing. I specifically would love your opinion on the model. I want to know if this is relevant. Write down the word relevant. Is this relevant in the Baton Rouge, in the, wherever the Nashville market, if this is relevant in the market? Would you give me your opinion? There's the word opinion. Words have meaning, they're powerful. I have a short webinar that's brilliantly explains it. Would you be willing to check it out and give me your opinion? And what would you say? Say no.
No.
You're too busy. Say I'm too busy.
Too busy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you at least taking the call. Boom, next person on my list. I don't sit there and shake them and go, you're gonna die broke. That's the negative way. I'm like, if he's in my town, I would say, hey, no problem. But dude, if you write an offer on EXP, listen, you're gonna see him all over the place. Call me. I'm gonna fight to help him get accepted because I like you and I respect you. That's what I say. I say to everybody. And then, yeah. You go, no, yeah, me. Man, I want you to call me because they're my friends, right? I'm not calling strangers. Well, I don't know anyone. Go meet people. As soon as you meet them, my sponsor knew me for 30 seconds. Maybe it intimidated her a little bit to call me, maybe not, but she picked up a $120 million phone call because she had 10 seconds of boldness. Because when I said hello, she didn't go, click. She said, hi, this is Sheila. I don't know if you remember me. Boom, boom, boom. And she picked up 18 agents overnight. Okay, so that's the script. It's short, it's brilliant, I want your opinion. Now here's the one thing I do that people get wrong. This is the most, if you remember anything I say, this is it. You guys are all sending the webinar to people. Here, I'll text you a copy. I'll do this. Here's what you got to do. Would you email your listing presentations? You take your time to drive 20 minutes across town, spend an hour, 20 minutes back. You just spend an hour and 40 minutes. What I do is say, Braden, now I need to show it to you. Ask me if I can email you something.
You just email it to me.
I can't. There's nothing I can email you. Nothing I can text you. It's not my business plan. This is my business plan. No, there's nothing I can text you or email you. What day, then I change the question. Whoever's asking questions is in control of the conversation. What day is your least busiest day? I know we're slammed, I'm slammed, we're busy, we're killing it. But for me, it's Wednesdays, things get a little slower, and Friday afternoons. How about you? And sometimes they push back, man, I'm slammed all the time. I go, come on, of course, we are, I get that. But come on, Brayden, come on, baby, work with me. What day, is there a day that maybe is not as quite as busy? And give me a day.
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, awesome. Now I want you in front of your computer with a good internet connection, and I'm going to share this model with you, and I really want to just chat with you for 2 or 3 minutes and get your opinion. I want to do it in the morning. So before you get busy, before your phone blows up with calls and text messages and emails and all that, can you do it at 9 a.m. or 8 or ideally 7 a.m. or I'm a morning person, I'll do 6:30, 6 o'clock. I get people all the time and go, really? I'll do 6 o'clock. I have people who've done 6 o'clock. The guy who was the #1 Keller Williams agent 7 different years out of 20, there's nobody at Keller Williams that's ever done that. He's now at EXP. He came from a guy who says, I'm a morning person. I would love to do it at 6 a.m. And we watch that video. So I say, so what's better for you? 7, 8, 9, 6:30. I'm a morning person. 7. Great. Again, this is short. It's brilliant. Ask me how long it is.
How long is it?
Short, man. You'll love it. It's great. Now, so I'm going to call you at 7. I'm going to text you the night before and remind you. I mean, it just comes off. And so I can't remember all that. Nobody taught this to me. I just did it. It worked really well. I signed up 40 in 8 months. I was the first guy in the company to ever do that. I think that might be something you want to copy? 5 a month for 8 months. And I did real estate Monday through Thursday. Now, people ask me about EXP on a Tuesday. I would certainly talk to them, but I didn't call anyone today. Next day, I didn't call anyone today. You feel horrible all the time. I always only felt guilty if I didn't call them on Fridays, and I called on Fridays. I was very diligent. I was very purposeful. I had a lot of intention. And that time was sacred. I wasn't allowed to call buyers and sellers, my rule. And guess what? So he'd go, yeah, 7 a.m., great. And then here's the other thing I would do that agents don't do. Great. I will text you the night before and just send you a little reminder. Because guess what? 9 a.m. on a Wednesday morning, I was at the drive-thru line at Starbucks when I was supposed to be in front of the commercial, in front of the computer, because she thought I was responsible and could actually be there when I said I'd be there. And I'm busy and I'll forget, and I wasn't there. Because it wasn't a listing, it wasn't a buyer. I'm like, yeah, I'll look at your deal, this EXP with the horrible name. I'll check it out, give you my opinion. That's literally what I thought. I go, I'm not telling James, because I talked to telemarketers, look, I know your job's really hard. Hang in there, I'm not gonna buy, but I know it's really hard and I just want you to know I appreciate you. James is like, hang up the phone. I go, no, I'm a human being here. But they hang up on me. The guy's a total weirdo, I'm like, I know it's hard. I'm in sales too. You just hang up, keep going, man, you'll get some. I give pep talks to telemarketers, do you? I mean, that's how weird I've got this empathy, help people thing going on. Is that not true, James? It is. And so when someone says, well, I got this great way to get you 20 new listings. All right, I just said again, sorry. I have 20 new ways to get listings, or I have leads, and we just do it on a referral fee. And I look. I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll give you 10 minutes. I asked you, how long is it? She was short, 42 minutes later. And I watched that thing. If she'd have told me it was 42 minutes, I probably never would have done it. So I text a reminder, hey, don't forget, tomorrow morning, Braden, we're on at 7 a.m. I wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock, 6:15, whenever I get up, 5:30. I text him at 6:30. Don't forget, we're on in 30 minutes. He wakes up, he's forgotten. He's, oh my gosh, that's right. I go, don't forget, I want you on your couch with a cup of coffee, light the fireplace, get comfortable, and I'm going to blow your mind. I cannot wait to get your feedback on this. Little text. And then at 7 o'clock, boom, on the button. I call him. He's like, yeah, hey, Brian, I'm here. Okay, type this in. It's the new re.com. Or we videotape the one on the stage. I'm going to edit it, especially the part where I was checking my zipper. And we're gonna edit that and have it all shortened. And you'll be able to give them an up-to-date one. And you go, here, watch this. And the best way to do it is Zoom. I don't know how to use Zoom. It takes about 3 minutes to learn how to use Zoom. And it's the greatest tool in the world. And because you can hear my voice, you can hear a speaker, you can see their facial movements, their body movements. Communication is 80% visual and physical. Do you agree? It's not what you say. It's the words, it's the facial expressions, it's the tonality, it's all that. So if you do a Zoom, they click on the Zoom, they don't have to know anything. They click on the link, bam, they're in the Zoom. You click on the link, bam, and you hit share my screen and you hit play. And you watch the webinar together. I mean, I watched the webinar, yeah. On guess what? Most people I called agreed to watch the webinar. It couldn't hurt. So I was watching the webinar with someone almost every day. Right, James? Sometimes twice a day. I thought you said you did real estate all week. I did. It takes 30, 40 minutes to watch the webinar. I did it at 7 a.m., 7:45. I'm taking the kids to school. Chat with them for a little bit. Give them a homework assignment. Go show this to your spouse tonight. Go show this to your best friend in real estate tonight. That was the homework assignment. Go to their house, bam, 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 and show it to someone. And I would invite them to a lunch learn to follow up. And I was doing that once a day. Sometimes twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And it was inspiring. It was so great because some people go, no, not for me. Okay. Next one's like, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. How do I know more? Next one's like, where do I sign up? And I was so motivated. It gave me energy for my day. Come on. When I sell the goal to sell, I did it again. When I set, I gotta back up. It's like the splash zone at SeaWorld. You guys have that down in the splash zone, the plastic, Kids, sit up front. Why, Mom? You'll see. I set a goal to sell 30 homes in 30 days. And I told everyone I'd do it. Told everyone. I got mad. I had run out of escrows, and I had a wife and 2 kids. I was new in real estate. And who sets that kind of a goal? It's called a big, hairy, audacious goal. It's called massive action creates results. It's called you set a goal so big that you're like, how do I achieve this? I thought there's no way I could sell 30 homes in 30 days. Who does that other than an REO broker? I'm just an agent. This is an REO account. It was like $19.99. We were just coming out of the crash. But I understood how lead generation through open houses. And I had all kinds of contacts. I said, dang it, I'm going to do this. Come hell or high water, I'm selling 30 homes, 30 days. And at the end of that time, I failed miserably. My record was 7. The most homes I'd ever sold and closed in a month was 7. Is that pretty good? Would you be pretty excited? I totally blew that goal, but I did sell 14. How would you like to sell a home every other day for an entire month? Every other day for an entire month. Every other day. Another one. 14. And I made almost $100,000 that month. You sell yourself so short. You're playing so small. Come on! You got fire in your veins? Man, God made you to do so much more. And it's not about a Learjet. It's not about a mansion. It's about being sick and tired of I guess you're not tired enough. I guess you just haven't had enough. I decided I'd had enough. I had enough. And I said, no more. There was no HP. It's just selling homes. And I sold those homes. I got paid the money. And I just had to do it again and again, year after year. And 20 years went by. And I love real estate. I love people. It's great. But there are times I'd rather be at the lake. There are times I'd rather be at Little League. There were times I did miss some things that I didn't want to miss. And unless you change something, nothing's going to change. You get up to 100 homes a year. It may sound great, but your lifestyle grows with it for a lot of people. And then you're trapped at 100 homes a year. Then the market corrects and you drop down to 50 and you're filing for bankruptcy. You get behind on your taxes. You lose your rental property. Man, you got a way out. Woo! Come on. You got fire in your veins or not? You don't have to fight a war. You're not going over to World War II and getting into the gas trenches. But man, you're going out there and the worst thing that's going to happen is like, well, I would never do that. I'm like, okay, well, that was your fault for crime, that kind of person. Call people with good energy that are kind and nice. When you call someone that looks like they've been sucking on a lemon, when you call grouchy pants, cranky, realtors been doing it for longer than dirt, and they're just always good. Why would you call the worst thing you could talk about EXP? Then they're all grouchy and grumpy about how EXP does and they don't like this, like that. Call nice people who have good energy. When they see that, they're like, wow, this is really cool. Why did I do so well? Because I called nice people with good energy that I liked. There were people that I saw, I'm like, oh, I could name the names right now. And I won't because it's being recorded. And they may see it someday, they may get an EXP. But I look at them and go, oh no. I mean, have you ever met an agent, like, if I never meet them again, I'm good. You did a deal with them. You're like, oh my gosh. I didn't believe in the devil, but I do now. I believe in the devil. I met the devil. It's a Coldwell Banker agent named Sally. I'm just kidding. I don't know a Sally from Coldwell Banker. It could be an EXP agent named Bill. I don't know. Sorry, Bill. But are you with me? I'm having fun. One team, one dream. Do the golden rule. Do the right thing. You meet someone who's talking to somebody. And you start out, you're all excited. Yeah, I just had lunch last week with so-and-so. I'm so excited about EXP. Totally sponsor them for the stranger that you don't know. And they go, so I help Braden, and I answer his questions. I help sponsor him from some guy out of Washington he barely knows. And I've had this happen 12 times. Well, you know what, Brent? I don't know that guy in Seattle. He's a nice guy and everything, but I think I'd be better off with you. And I have to pick who my sponsor is. I pick you. What are you going to do? I've had it happen. I said, you know what? I appreciate that, but I get to accept. I'm flattered by that, but I cannot accept because I'm going to break the heart of some dude I don't even know in Seattle. That's when you're operating in integrity. Do we agree? So what's the right thing to do? I don't know. You tell me, what do you think the right thing to do is? Do that. But I need somebody. God will see what you do in secret. He will reward you. Someone will call you and go, hey, I saw something on YouTube. I want to know about EXP. And they'll join you like, where'd that come from? It's because you did the right thing. Are you with me? Awesome. The golden rule. Sponsor 10 ASAP. Don't, 40, it's the Matterhorn, it's Mount Everest. 40, just go do 10. If that's too big, go do 5. Get this baby, get the train out this gate. Once you do 5, you can do 55. You did 5, just do it again and again and again. But getting to 10 will create wonderful profitability. You will make a lot of money. Most people make 5-10 grand a month when they have 10 sponsored minimum, usually. And they get to 15, 20, 25. At 25 alone, we've had people make over 100, 150, 200,000 a year just at 25. And 40 gets ridiculous, okay? And the ultimate goal being 40, focus. Now, sponsoring is only 50% of the game. You work so hard to get them in, and then you move on to get 40, and you leave them back there in your wake. Be sure you're meeting with people, having coffee, meet them for breakfast, take them to lunch, meet them before the lunch. Or, hey, let's have coffee before the lunch and learn. And then you have another one. Hey, let's have coffee after lunch and learn. Meet me at the lunch and let's have coffee afterwards. Maybe before we'll go to lunch and learn together. Keep your people plugged in. Help them sell more real estate. Teach them how to hire their first assistant 10 hours a week. Teach them how to get listings. Help them sell more real estate. Do not be Casanova EXP agent. Do not love them and leave them. You love them, love them, love them, sign them up and you're on to the next. Love them, love them, love them, sign up and you're on to the next. And you leave this wake of agents, and no wonder they sometimes quit and go back because you left them alone. They need community. Does that make sense? Okay, we're flying out. So sponsoring is only 50%. Do not mass email. Do not cold call. Do meet people, do contact people, get their information, have fun, enjoy them, tease them, have a good time, help them, teach them, come from contribution, prospect them later. Tomorrow if you want. Next week, next month, next year. Prospect them later. Stop being weird. If you try to prospect them and you meet them, you just get weird. Next, utilize your upline. You get 7 of those that'll help you. You can do Zoom calls, 3-way text threads. You must learn how to do Zoom. People, that facial connection, not just a voice and then into the phone. You use Zoom, you just send them, I'll send you your email, just click on the link at 3 o'clock Tuesday. Do the Zoom, do the Zoom, do the Zoom. Learn how to use Zoom. Use Zoom, your business will explode. 3-way calls are great. Zoom is 1,000 times better. Well here, call this person. That's okay, but do Zoom. Text threads, 3-way calls, all that. Okay, room lifter, life enhancer versus well poisoner. When you come in a room, when you came into this room today, we're like, well, this guy better be good. Arms crossed, legs crossed, eyes crossed, You come into a room, any room. Have you ever worked with somebody and you're like, it's always good to see him? In high school, the guy's name was Bill Lowe. And he passed away when he was 48. He was a fly fishing instructor, and I bawled like a baby. I bawled. Hadn't seen him in 25 years. But that guy had such an impact. He was so kind to me. He was kind in high school. He was kind to the jocks. He was kind to the geeks in the library. He was kind to the drama club people who were different, right? He was kind to the stoners. He was kind to... Bill loved everybody. And everybody loved Bill. And I wish I could tell you it was Jesus. I mean, later on I became a Christian and, WWJ, what would Jesus do? But for me, it was WW Bill do. BD, what would Bill do? Because Bill taught me to love people. He taught me to be kind. He taught me to be outgoing, to be an inclusive person, not an exclusive, not to be cliquey. But hey, come over here. Look around the room. You see somebody. And before the start, I'm trying to find seats for people in the room because it's no fun to stand on the outside. I don't have a seat at the table. You go get a seat for people. Are you with me? And so, I don't know where I go, way off track there. Be a life enhancer. You ever work with somebody and they come to work and they're just like, they ruin the environment at work? That's a well poisoner. So you decide who you're going to be. And your face, when you look at people, watch this. Ready? Try to be mad at me. Just try it. Come on, get mad at me. You guys, can you get mad at me? I'm drawn, but now watch us try to be mad at me. But smile on the phone, smile in person. Just learn this. And when I'm watching speakers, I do this. Just a little smile on my face. Because they're looking, and the speakers see you guys, and sometimes you're just taking notes, you're so intense, you don't realize the speaker's really watching you. And I see you, I'm watching you, yes, you. And you ever watch me with the speaker? Watch me. I'll be sitting there, and if I see they catch my eye, I'm like, it's good. Now, so I might think I'm gonna fight them after the thing, but I don't know. I'm kind of trying to go, come on, man, good job. I smile at them, I'm like, good, love it, yes. And I'm trying to give energy to the speaker. I'm a room lifter. I do that in church. My pastor thinks it's weird. Now, sell more real estate. We want you to sell more real estate, but set boundaries. Your kids need a mom. Your teenage son or daughter needs a dad. I had to go to marriage counseling 37 times in 2010 and over an 8-month period. It sucked. Like, you need to learn to be more present, Mr. Gove. I wanted to punch him in the face. More present, you weirdo. It literally bothered me. Be more present. I wasn't present. I wasn't. What's that mean, weirdo? It means put your phone in the car and look your wife in the eyes and talk to her for an hour, maybe 2. I have a little special phone. Yeah, you ever gone to dinner and you're like, zzz, zzz. I wonder if those are my sellers. Honey, are you listening? Yeah, I'm listening. Can you give me a second, honey? Yeah. Babe, I gotta make a call. I came back to that dinner 35 minutes later. She was so upset because that wasn't unusual. It was 2010. We've been in the crash since 2005. Closed 55 homes in June of 2005. Got paid 55 times in a month. It was a good year, right? But then it went to 19 to 17 to 14 to 12 to 9. I had 47 buyer's agents, and we closed 9 sales in December. Every one of them went bankrupt. Every one of them lost their homes. Every one of them lost multiple investment properties. Every one of them moved in with family. And we came that close. I remember when I actually went to a bankruptcy attorney in 2009 going, is this an option? But I was still making like, $220,000 a year at the low. But he's like, it's not an option. You make too much money. If you want to stop working, I'm not going to do that. But I actually consider bankruptcy myself. And I worked so hard for so long, and I just lost it. I lost connection with my wife. And so boundaries is a big deal. When you work your bottom off. And when you shouldn't be working, when you're at Little League, be at Little League. When you're with your spouse, be with your spouse. Your 5-year-old, your 15-year-old daughter, your 12-year-old son, they desperately need you to be in their life. You put the stupid phone in the glove box, lock it, and you be a mom, you be a dad. You can be in real estate. It's okay. Yeah, come on. Okay. By the way, I didn't stop selling real estate till my rev share got to over $100,000 a month. Now you may kick off at 30. I went all the way to 100. So we want you to sell, be productive. Everyone's like, well, if everybody quits selling real estate, does this thing. We have to sell real estate because we have bills to pay. Do we all agree? They're ignorant, they don't get it. Sponsor couples, business partners. Oh man. I'll say it again. Sponsor couples / business partners properly. So there's something called buffers. And I'm going to give it to you this way. So I sponsor you. Are you married?
Yes.
And then your husband pretend he has a license. And he goes, well, honey, I'll sponsor you. And then all the people you tell and we'll be in my group. Well, hey, you're married. He's going to get it anyways. Are you split everything 50-50 in case something went weird here in the state? California, they do. But anyways, so the way it works is you need to sponsor your husband. The builder sponsors the non-builder, the non-producer. And then they're one of your 40. Then you don't put anyone under your husband. Like James is beyond valuable to me. But I'm up here, he doesn't like to necessarily be on stage. He likes to be on his laptop doing Excel spreadsheets and is incredibly valuable to me. But I sponsored James. James didn't sponsor me. He's one of my 40, right? I sponsored my wife who helps raise our 6 kids. She's one of my 40. She doesn't do real estate anymore. James doesn't do real estate anymore. They don't sponsor people. I put nobody under James, nobody under my wife. They're one of the 40. And so why is this important? I'll show you. Wrong button again. I'll turn it back on. Okay, so here's why it's important. So you got Bob who sponsors his wife married. Bob is the, look to the right, no production, no sponsoring, but hey, I get $2,800 a year. I'm gonna sponsor Mary, I'll get 20, because he get 2,800 Mary calves. Then they go, then Mary goes, well, I'm gonna call my friend Tammy and Kim. They work in Indianapolis for Remax, they've been business partners for 7 years. And but Kim goes, well, Tammy, I'll sponsor you because you're the outgoing crazy one. And Kim just runs the office and is extremely valuable to Tammy, but it tends to go like this. And they sponsor Ted and Cindy, Tammy's best friends from church who work for Keller Williams. And then Cindy's the crazy one, outgoing, does the production. Ted's helps put out open house signs, supportive husband. Hey, you go, baby. Oh, I'll sponsor you. And then they sign up William. And this happens all the time. And there's 7 levels, but you only get paid on 4 because there's no production from Bob, Kim, or Ted. You are literally only making money on 4 levels, not 7 in this thing. So there's a way to fix it, to sponsor people properly. And what it is Mary needs to sponsor Bob, Tammy needs to sponsor her business partner Kim, Cindy needs to sponsor her husband Ted, and then William will come from level 7 all the way to level 4. And then all the people William told that would be on your level 8, and the people they tell level 9, level 10 are going to come up to levels 4, 5, 6, and 7, and I'll show you. Because it's all about duplication. So there's Mary. Now, if you remember, Bob sponsored Mary. Now look, Mary's sponsoring Bob. One of Mary's 40 is Bob. Nobody goes under Bob. Their husband and wife do not put a single person under my wife. Don't do that. And I'll explain why. Then Tammy just came up to level 2. Remember Tammy here? She was all the way down on level 4. Okay? Tammy's now on level 2. And then she sponsors Kim. Remember here, Kim had sponsored Tammy. Now Kim is one of Tammy's 40. It's helpful to Tammy to have Kim. It's helpful to Mary to have Bob. But then they sign up Cindy, who signs up William. If you remember, William was on level 7. He just went boom, 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 all the way up to level, whoops, which way? I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, he went all the way from 7 up to 4. So all the people he told that would be on level 8 here, and the people they tell 9, 10, well look, you now have people, Andy was level 8, Donna was level 9, Steve was level 10, now they're on levels 5, 6, and 7. And why is this a big deal? Well, if you believe in the big picture, I mean, if Keller Williams can get to 190,000, if Remax can get to 120,000, if Coldwell Banker can get to 80 to 100,000, if on and on and on, if these companies get there without offering any of their agents ownership whose stock on our NASDAQ publicly traded company, without sharing any of the revenues, if they could do that, what are we going to do? We will have 2 million EXP agents worldwide out of 25 million. There will be 10, 20, 30, 40,000. Our 10-year goal is to have 100,000 agents in our 7 levels. You could have more. I've only signed up those 48 months. I did a few more after that. You could go sign up 100 and watch it happen. You can the whole country, the Philippines, Mexico, Brazil, Japan, South Korea, Australia, France, Italy. You'd be shocked how people know that you could end up with a lot of people. What does that mean? Well, for example, most by our 6th and 7th level, James, the years go by, what percentage of the agents will be on level 6 and 7? 70%. Level 6 pays out 2,000 agent, level 7, 4,000 an agent. So if 70% of our 100,000 agents are on level 6 and 7, because it goes like this, we're talking about, maybe 40,000 agents at level 6 and 30 or 40,000 in level 7. Let's just pick 40,000 for level 7 as a number that we can wrap our brain around. Let's say 10,000 are cappers. What's 10,000 times 4,000? It's 40 million a year. Now in this situation right here, William, if these people were here, they're on level 8. So if we have 40,000 people on level 8, how much of the 40 million a year do I get? Nothing. But I actually brought it all the way up here and people here. So the point is, just adding one person in there can cost you millions of dollars. Right now, this year we'll probably make $1.6 million from our 7th level. This year, one of the 7 levels, 1.6 million. What if I let my wife sponsor me and it pushed that 7 level down to level 8? We'd be out 1.6 million. That's happening right now. We haven't even grown. We're just in Canada and the US. Yes, 203 countries. So Raise your hand if you're getting an idea of what I'm saying. Raise your hand. Okay, the majority of the room. Now, I guarantee you some people are like totally lost. I want you to see Craig and Shelley, AJ Cliff, Rich Tomasini, Bill Price, Keeley, Meg Worth. They get it. Sit down with them. I can't stop to go any further, but you get it. Do we all agree this is important? How you sponsor matters. And you got to show people. Like, but yeah, if Bob doesn't sponsor Mary, he'll lose $2,800. That is true. And here's Bob, he doesn't get it now. So wait a minute, it's bad for Bob and Mary. No, it's not, because guess what? Because Tammy and Kim go, well, Bob sponsored you, Mary, so Kim, you go ahead and sponsor me like Bob sponsored Mary. And then they sign up Ted and City that Tammy knows from church. And then they go, well, Kim sponsored you, right? So hey, sweetie, the one who puts my signs out and is supportive and guards me to open houses so I'm safe. Sweetie, you sponsor me because that's what Tammy and Kim did. And they got that, and all of a sudden duplicated down, and you got 4 levels, not 7. So is that good? Is that good? Is it? Okay, good. Yeah, go ahead. It's hard to explain, but I think you guys are getting it. We're on the home stretch. You guys ready to wrap it up? Okay, here we go. Save your energy for where you want to go. What does that mean? I mean, sometimes people will not employ the golden rule. What does that mean? I mean, sometimes someone's going to sponsor somebody you've been working with for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and they will take them from you. Not everybody operates that way. Does every Keller Williams have the highest ethical standards out of 190,000? Heck no. Every RE/MAX agent. Will people do things wrong? Yes. Is it unfortunate? Yes. Some people go, oh my gosh, I'm so upset, I'm going to call XP, I'm going to get so-and-so fired, to bring in their energy. You only have so much energy. Okay, congratulations, you spent a month, you wrote emails, you're pissed, you got them fired. You feel better? Because you just missed a whole lot of people you could have sponsored this month. You got distracted by the lawsuit. You're in a lawsuit, you lose. You bring energy to things you can't change. What's your attitude? It's so important. You only have so much. Bring it to sponsoring. Bring it to loving and serving your people. Yes, that sucked. I get it. I'm going to validate that. It's happened to me too. I've lost people. I lost, man, what was it? I think she did, you know who I'm talking about, Stroop, the whole Mexico debacle? What was she doing, like $280 million a year in sales? I'm not going to say the name. Higher, $300-400 million a year in sales. And somebody came in, and when she had met with the president, the CEO, signed her IC, about to come, and an EXP agent came in, and she said to the EXP agent, her particular sponsor was in my group, really, really close to me. It had been like my level 2 or 3, I don't remember exactly. I actually do, but I'm trying to protect the innocent here with the story. And the point is this. She says to the other EXP agent, I've known you longer than I know so-and-so. I like so-and-so, but I love you. And I want you to be my sponsor. And that person goes, okay. Just had done nothing. And it was a last minute thing. And everybody got upset. And energy was brought to that. She never did join EXP. She bought another franchise. And we lost like $300-400 million producer. And it sucked. And it was a bummer deal, for sure. But you got to shake it off. That stuff's going to happen. Does it happen all the time? No. Do people win the lottery all the time? No. It's the exception, not the rule. Bad things will happen, I get it. You're going to bump into people. But they don't always play right. So what? Does that mean you should take your integrities and your morals and throw them out the window? Do the right thing at every time. Does that make sense? You will be rewarded for that. You will not go wrong. And for the most part, we do a great job. Massive action creates massive results. You don't like where you are, sell more homes. Go do some open houses. We can get out at 9 and stay till 6 on Saturday. Do it again on Sunday. Watch church Saturday night or Sunday night. Watch the recording. If you have bills to pay, you can't feed your kids. And when I looked to file bankruptcy in 2009, my kids were eating Wonder Bread sandwiches from my neighbor's house. The frozen Wonder Bread sandwiches. I couldn't get my phone turned on because the city we moved to, I didn't know they required a $900 deposit. I didn't have it. That was 2009. We had Christmas at the 99-cent store. It was an awesome Christmas, actually. Everybody got like $13. Everyone could buy 13 presents. So what? Years later, we're doing a lot better. We decided to skip Christmas altogether. Talked to the kids, and we got $2,000 together. And we found 4 families that were really hurting. And we gave them each $500 cash for their Christmas. I'm telling you. Best Christmas ever. Best Christmas ever. Try it. Just try it, man. It's way better to give than to receive. So massive action creates results. That 30 homes in 30 days changed my life. Go sign up 30 agents in 30 days. Set a big goal. How am I going to do that? The goal will get you to figure out what you got to do. Give people homework assignments. Here, I want you to leave here after seeing this. I want you to go show this to your best buddy tonight. Go to their house tonight. Knock on the door and say, bring your laptop. We're watching this now. You're my best buddy. You don't need to call me. Just show up. James, do I show up at your house? Uninvited. He bought a beautiful new home in this development. I'm over there checking it out, and he made the biggest mistake of his life. This is like 2 months ago. And he goes, dude, the big 2-story over here is available. You should buy that. I bought it later that day. It's a shorter commute now. Hey! You would not want to be my friend, trust me. I like to come over and drink coffee, barbecue, hang out, it's fun. We've known each other before we raised our kids together. We were there when our children were born. It was awesome. They have, how many kids you got? Like 9? 3? I don't know how many kids he has. 3. Give people homework assignments. Go show this to if they're married, go show this to your husband. Go show this to your wife. Why? I want to see it again. The more they see it, the more they get it. The truth is, I want them to see it again. Go show this to your husband. Talk about this with your husband. Go show this to your wife. Talk about it with your wife. If they're not married, go show this to your best buddy. Go to your best buddy's house with hot cocoa or a glass of wine or hot green tea, whatever your gig is, and watch this with them tonight. This is your homework assignment. I actually said I'm going to give you a homework assignment. Can you do this? Yes, I will do this, Brent. Right? With a smile. Now, at 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, every Monday morning, I'm in the EXP University Auditorium interviewing a superstar at EXP about how to do agent attraction. It's not about selling homes. That's 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, and the University EXP in the cloud. University, you guys should be there every Monday. 30-minute little shot in the arm to start your week. You'll love it. Try it. It's really good. Promoters win. Next event is our shareholders meeting. It's going to be so exciting with what's happening on the NASDAQ June 4th, 5th, and 6th in Orlando. Every one of you should be there. I don't know what you're doing. Well, I'm getting married. Get married in Florida. People do it all the time. Okay? June 4th, 5th, and 6th is gorgeous, beautiful, phenomenal resort hotel. Glenn Sanford's going to be there, the board of directors, Wall Street, investors. I don't know if you've ever been to a shareholder meeting. You probably haven't, because you didn't own the company you came from, but you do at EXP. It's agent owned through the shares of stock. We can't type that on our marketing, but the point is we do own bits and pieces of this, do we not? Through the shareholders? Yes. Then July 31st through the 2nd, we're having a leadership event in Las Vegas. If you go, yeah, I'm a leader. I'm telling you, if you consider yourself a leader and you're not there, you're making a mistake. Glenn Stanford's going to be hanging out with us at this event. James and I are putting this event on, along with Gene Frederick, Rob Flick, Scott Lewis, Tracy Lewis, David Gagnon, superstars at this company. The who's who of EXP is going to be there. The one in June is the company. It's run by EXP. It's very corporate. It's amazing. I love the shareholders event. For sure be there June 4th, 5th, and 6th. That is a home run. But if you want to be a leader, if you want to develop this business, get on a plane. Las Vegas is the cheapest city to fly into. Lost wages. They want you to come lowest, and I don't gamble, so they hate me. But it's really inexpensive airfare. And the hotels we're at the Red Rock Resort. It is phenomenal. You will have a blast. And the rooms are like $149 a night because it's July 31st. It's like 120 or something, it's not bad. No, we're going to be ballooning, mountain biking, hiking, playing golf, doing all kinds of great times. And every afternoon from 2:30 to 6:30, we'll have high-level collaboration. It'll be nothing like what we did in Scottsdale. It's going to be half the speakers and then breakout sessions. We're going to have a class called Launch for new agents at EXP. We'll have one called Momentum that have been around and they're rocking it. And then Legacy for people like Craig and Shelly and AJ and Cliff and Bill. You have to sponsor 25 or more to go to the Legacy breakout. So Legacy, you are already there. And we're talking about high-level stuff that just wouldn't apply to you if you're brand new doing the launch. Do we all agree? So it's going to be different from what we had in Scottsdale. Good. And then finally, the annual convention happens to be in Las Vegas this year, October 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Just stuff for you to plug into. Rob and Jen Flick are putting on what we call the January 2020 Freedom Summit in Mexico. It's really just a big, fun vacation. But if you go here, it talks about what's going to happen there. So if you want to have a vacation to hang out, sign up for Mexico 2020. That will sell out in the next 30 days. It is a $500 deposit now if you want to come in January. It's going to be in Puerto Vallarta. Design and training and social calendar. EXP, making real estate fun again. Come up with trainings in your area, not just cloud classes, but stuff where people can see each other. Like, this is important today. The community, we have East Coast Trip that's here. We're here right now. Maryland to Florida, the Scottsdale Leadership. We have Top Golf. We have a vineyard we're going to. We're doing a lake party. We're doing all kinds of, we have social activities for people to come enjoy each other for 2 or 3 hours. And then we have real estate training. Like, there's a lead generation class, March 14th. So design it accountable. I don't have anyone to do. You be the leader. You do it. Attend a lunch and learn. There's no lunch and learns where I'm from. Then you press play. Get 3, 4, 5 people together and press play and hit the webinar. The gal who's bringing in over 1,000 agents, her first lunch and learn was in Denver. She didn't know anybody, couldn't get anyone to help her, so she got a handful of agents together and pressed play. Now they have about 50 people coming to those lunch and learns, and she actually gets up and does it. She could still press play, so you don't have to necessarily do it. On the home stretch here, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, work on yourself. Work on you. I mean, go to this stuff. I'll be at Tony Robbins in March with my wife in Los Angeles, because then we're going to go to Date with Destiny in Fiji. We're going to work on us. Do I love everything Tony Robbins does? No. Did you go to college? Did you love everything all the college professors told you? No, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Some stuff wasn't a fit. Some stuff was phenomenal. I mean, it's like really good. I've never been. Okay? So I highly recommend it. John Maxwell, Zig Ziglar, work on yourself. Excuses, rationalizations, and limitations. Everybody's got a couple excuses, right? They're like armpits, they stink, right? I mean, you can argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. Well, I'm too broke, I have a bad car, I don't know anyone, I'm shy. Okay, you're broke, you have a bad car, you're shy the rest of your life. Stop arguing for your limitations. Does that make sense? Find out how, why. What's harder, to go find 40 agents or 40 listings? What's more rare? Listings. How many agents will go list 40 homes this year? It's rare. It costs a lot of money. And even if you get the appointments, you're going to get mopped up by a 20, 30-year veteran in the industry probably. It's tough. What's easier? 48. They're everywhere. The cool thing is once you do it, you're done. I don't even hardly even worry about sponsoring anymore. You guys are. I got it over with through massive action. I'm telling you, massive action creates results. Secret weapon for me is prayer. If you're not into that, maybe it's meditating for you. But I'm a man of prayer. I pray over my business. I pray whether it's right for Alyssa here to come to EXP. I don't say, God, help me get a listing in EXP. I'm like, God, if you don't want a listing in EXP, shut the door. I do, help me, but give me favor. But I mean, I pray, maybe you meditate or whatever it is. Some people like to thank their lucky stars. I thank the one who made the stars. That's from me, okay? And so, yeah. So, I mean, that's like a big deal for me. So, you know, we went over the whole fire in your veins thing, because you've got to really do a self-check, you know? Are you really playing to win, or are you just playing not to lose, not to look bad? Are you playing to win? Are you living to die, or are you dying to live? Which is it? You living to die? You living for retirement? Or are you dying to live? You got to decide what's it going to be for you. You got to decide that when you've had enough, you got to get a little pissed and look at the mirror, not at EXP, not at Keller Williams. Nobody, if I had a blank list, that would be a list of what you're owed in life. You're owed nothing. Don't be mad at anyone else. Get mad at yourself and move on. So, you know, be a troublemaker. What do I mean by that? I want you to be a troublemaker. Do you remember Martin Luther King? We had that holiday a week and a half ago. Martin Luther King was one heck of a troublemaker. In the 1960s, remember, I have a dream! Little black boys and little white boys playing together. You didn't say that in the 60s. That wasn't cool. Abraham Lincoln was a troublemaker. The Emancipation Proclamation ended slavery in America. Awesome, good thing. Tore our nation in half. Big deal. He was a troublemaker. But they're revered and loved for standing up for injustices. Well, I'm not that. How about Mother Teresa? I can't do that. Mother Teresa was just so no-name nun. No one knew her. She's just a nun. And she was, well, you know, I could get on a train. She went to the end of the tracks in India, which stopped in a place called Calcutta. And she walked around and picking up people that were dying on the streets. disease, flies swirling around the disease. They were dying while healthy cows walked by because they revered cows more than human life. And she picked them up and she washed them and fed them and gave them soup and nursed them back to health. They're like, why are you doing this? She goes, because I care. Who could you go care for? By the way, that woman is more loved and respected, whether you're a Catholic or not, and I'm not Catholic, she is loved and respected worldwide, world famous, all because she cared for another human being. Helen Keller was a troublemaker, born blind, deaf, and mute. What do you mean troublemaker? Their entire financial institution set up to take care of the mentally insane. Their animals, throw them in a cage, give them some food and water. But the real hero was a woman named Anne what? Remember her last name? What? Anne Frank. Wasn't she the World War II person? It was Anne, what's her name? Sullivan. I say that because I forgot her last name. Anne Frank was World War II hero. Anne Sullivan. Anne Sullivan realized she's not an animal. She can't hear, she can't see, she can't talk, but she can feel people touch her. And then Anne Sullivan learned to communicate with her. Turns out Helen Keller was brilliant, like Steve Jobs, like Elon Musk, like whoever you respect who's brilliant, Albert Einstein, brilliant. And they realized people in those insane asylums, they weren't animals, they were people's kids. And you know what? They were troublemakers because they upset the financial world. Things changed. John the Baptist, guy got beheaded. Talking about the greatest troublemaker of all time, Jesus Christ. Talk about a troublemaker, man. Or somebody not happy that guy showed up. I'm happy he showed up. Man, I'm telling you what, you need to go out there and your franchise owner from whatever company you're from will not be happy with you. But you're going to go out there and build your own future by helping other people. So I keep doing that. I want to end with this. Stormy weather. We just had the polar vortex. Once in a generation storm. Agreed? You're going to leave this, and some of your cars will break down. You need a flat tire. You maybe don't have gas. You're going to go home to a spouse who's upset. Your marriage is a mess. You don't have enough finances. There's storms in this life. And you got two things. You can just lay down and throw in the towel, or you could say, See, the sailboat, when it's blowing, when it's stormy, it's windy, and the boat just goes faster. I love that saying. It's not the set, it's not the force of the gale, but the set of your sail that determines your direction in life. I'll say it again. It's not the force of the gale. In fact, the harder it blows, the faster you go, baby. It's not the force of the gale, but the set of your sail. Where are you going? What are you doing? Who are you linking arms with? That determines your direction in life. Take all that stuff, all the whatever it is in your life, the bills, the financial pressure, whatever, and use it to propel you forward and to a great life. I'm honored and privileged to be in Charlotte today. I love you guys. Hopefully I've given you something you can take and go. Thank you. God bless you guys. Love you. Thank you. Go get them. See you in Orlando.